believe that frugal living is a habit, or even better to say, a set of habits. But in order to learn those habits, you actually need to know which habits you need to learn to live frugally. And I believe these 7 habits are nice to learn and to find out if they're comfortable for you to use or relevant to your life or not. So welcome to this video. By the way, I haven't heard of these tips before anywhere in the platform, so maybe they will be even new to you. Okay. The first one is take freebies whenever you can. My husband laughs at me when I take things from hotels that were given for free, like shower gel, shampoo, soap, sleepers, but these are all will go to the landfill. So for me, it is even weird not to take those things. They're free. You can use them and they will not go to the landfill. All of that can be advantages. So I recommend you to not feel, guilty or rude if you take something for free. If it's given for free, it's supposed to be taken for free. So don't feel ashamed if you want to take some tasting, that happens in some supermarkets, or if you want to take some salt and pepper in packs from the restaurant, do this. You will not harm anybody. All these businesses, believe me, have enough money to cover this loss that you took just a few packs of salt and pepper from their table. Because if you are in that situation when you have to take something for free, you better do this. In my opinion, it will be even more responsible than not taking it just because you may look like you're poor. You better take all freebies that are offered to you in hotels, in restaurants, in supermarkets, well, basically everywhere you go. You can even take some tissues from cafe. It will not harm anybody. It will be just a great addition for you to postpone this moment of buying things and to save a little bit here and there. And number 2 is to use less consumables. This might sound a little bit weird, but if you are in the situation when you have to take some radical measures, I really recommend you thinking of any places and any situations where you can avoid spending some money. And using less consumables, meaning use less shampoo, less soap, less shower gel, less dish soap, even toothpaste, some food. I believe that the portion that we usually take for each of these consumables is just a habit that we have. And if we try to cut everything of that in half, I believe this will not make any changes in your life. If it is something you are gonna be suffering from, you can always switch up to the full portion that you had been taking before that. Well, let's imagine if you use your dish soap and you use I don't know, a few drops of dish soap every time you wash your dishes. What if you use half less and try to, make your dishes clean without that? It means that you can use your bottle for twice as long. It doesn't require from you neither time, nor money, nor any energy. The number 3 I call the gift power. We all have this gift power to ask people for gifts. It's not a very common thing, and if you cannot spend too much on something, you can write it on your list and ask for it from one of your relatives that you are used to exchange presents on your birthday, for example. Why do we have to buy random things that people might not even need if we can just tell what we need? This will prevent you from first buying bullshit for your friends and family, and second, save some money if you can't afford something to ask for a present that would fulfill your need that you need to spend money on, but now you don't because it's gifted to you. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm not talking about demanding a present from something. It's just when you're closer to your family, maybe it's time to start practicing asking for gifts that you need. Because I think that we are lacking this mindset of being able to ask for things that you need. The 4th one is I want to challenge you to question different social constructs. I see this everywhere. Birthday parties. Do you really need to throw a birthday party spending $1,000? Maybe you want to do this, But to be honest, in many cases, this can be even irresponsible in terms of your financial situation and your financial security. I want to just maybe ask you to think, do you really need to throw this birthday parties, baby shower parties, all these parties, you know? Or you might rethink how is all is occurring and maybe try some other ways, maybe dividing the sum of expenses between your family and friends, or not doing anything at all, just for a few years until you get to the point when you definitely can afford it. Rethink the wedding thing, because it's absolutely weird how us, even Ukrainian, you know, not the most developed country ever, and even here, the girls can spend like $100, $200, even more on a wedding dress that they will desperately try to sell after the wedding day because they used it only once and don't need this anymore, without even being able to afford this. We are taught this way to follow some social constructs that we don't need to follow. You know what? One more thing that surprises me a lot: fridges. These huge double door fridges with like tons of drawers of freezers. They are weird to me because I just have some different habits of consuming things, and we have some close supermarkets. I know that there are reasons why people use these big fridges, but I still don't think that so many people need these double door fridges. That's just one thing that surprises me a lot, because we don't even use freezer. And we use half of the fridge we have, which is one door fridge, and we have like 2 cats and 2 adult people in home, so I believe that it's absolutely possible to live with a smaller fridge. And the pantries. We don't even have a pantry, and some people have double door fridges and a pantry. That is surprising. Of course, I'm not judging anybody. It's just so weird to me when I see something that gives me this, you know, culture shock. Number 5, don't buy clothes. What did she just say? To be honest, I don't really remember a moment for the last like 5 years that I desperately needed to buy some piece of clothes, otherwise I would just go on streets naked. That situation never happened, and we are used to thinking that buying clothes is something that we need to regularly purchase from time to time. If you don't buy clothes, let's say for a year, you will be absolutely fine. 100% you have something to replace your new clothes. I really recommend you to stop buying clothes for a year, or maybe for a lifetime, or well, until you stabilize your financial situation. And if you really want or need something, you can write down this to somewhere and wait 6 months from now and then buy this thing if you really need this piece of clothes. Or of course, I'm not talking about some underwear, because if the underwear gets worn out, you probably need a new one, but just, you know, the general other clothing that we are used to buying from time to time that we don't really need. Number 6, take a few things from your cart before checking out in a supermarket or any store. That's a nice habit to start with if you want to reduce your food expenses, for example. Just before you check out, look at your cart and take out 2 or 3 things. Well, set up a number yourself. Well, if you feel comfortable with number 3, then take out 3 things from your cart that you will not buy this time. This might be different reasons why you take this thing out of the cart. Maybe it's, you know, the unhealthiest thing in a cart. Maybe you have something similar in your pantry that could replace this thing that you're taking out. Or maybe it's like the most expensive thing in your cart and you want to try to save the most money you can. It doesn't matter, just make it a rule for the next, let's say, month or so to take out 3 objects from your cart, because later you will learn how to not take this useless thing in your cart in the first place. So I think it's a nice habit to reduce your expenses, because it can be $5 to $20 of savings each time you go to a shop. I think it's a good thing to try to save a little bit more and to stop spending too much. 7. Eat a little before going to any restaurant, cafes, or just going out. Yeah, I just recommend you eating before going anywhere. This will be a nice habit. Just eat before you go to the supermarket. Eat a little if you go to a cafe with a friend. Eat a little even if you just go to the park, because parks are full of these small shops that are offering you coffee, cacao, or any bun. This will save you a ton of money if you go somewhere and you just are not hungry, so you don't feel this much of an urge to go and purchase some additional food you don't really need because you just ate, you know, before going out. And also a nice thing is to skip a dessert. Yeah, when we go to the restaurant, sometimes we order a few things, yeah, not only one dish. But I want to challenge you to try to order only one thing from a restaurant, no drink, no dessert. Save it for the future when you get home. And of course, if you ate before you were going to the restaurant, you probably don't want an additional piece of food that they might offer you, and you want to order only one dish, then you just finish. To be honest, I'm a little bit afraid that these tips were a little bit extreme for you. They are fine for me because I'm used to these things. I'm used to being super frugal. Let me know what you think and what you agree with or not agree with. Please watch this video as well. It will be a nice addition to this video, which is about the things that I'm not going to buy in the whole year 2022. And have a great day. Goodbye. Follow us on social... Fuck! Follow us on social... Так устала.